gentlemen, it is our pleasure to present to you this afternoon the billionaires behind the Chamber of Commerce.
$200 million spent lobbying our government, and $1 million from GENON. Right now we're in front of GENON's lobby offices, and that's where that money is getting funneled into our politicians' pockets. And what has that $200 million gotten us? What has it bought our future? What has it bought our nation? 815 deaths, over 12,000 asthma attacks, 500 asthma-related emergency room visits. That's happening in states like Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, Illinois, Pennsylvania, California, Ohio, New York, Massachusetts. Everybody, all of us are near or live in those states, and it's hurting our health and it's hurting our economies.
Frontline communities, actually we flipped it. So these are the communities that are on the front lines of polluting sources, like for oil refineries. So Wilmington is a community where there are over 5 large oil refineries, such as BP's in Carson, Tesoro, Valero, ConocoPhillips, they're all there. And so they're all emitting different pollutants and contaminants that are causing asthma, cancer, cardiovascular problems, etc.
In the DC metro area alone, the GENON Potomac River coal plant, it's 2 miles away, causes 37 deaths. It causes 60 heart attacks, over 600 asthma attacks, and $287 million in healthcare costs to the people in the DC area. So while GENON hides behind its money, behind its lobbying dollars and its influence, it's making our brothers and our sisters across the nation sick, and it's even killing them. We've already traced the 37 bodies that die every year from GENON pollution in the DC area. They're all here on this sidewalk. We're leaving a trace of what they do to people every year, so they can't hide behind their money anymore. The dirty facts about coal are out, and you've helped me expose that.
Why are you dying?
Because of the coal!
What did it do to you?
It made me sick and it killed me!
What is dirty coal?
Dirty coal is all kinds of coal. Pretty much every type of coal that people call clean coal, but it's not clean at all, because there is no absolute way to clean coal without damaging homes, property, water, and air. Well, without this program, I would think that the whole earth would be destroyed.
Without which program?
Without the Beyond Coal, and without the EPA, there would be no green jobs. The EPA has created over 30 different kinds of jobs that help people instead of dirty coal jobs.
One of the youth that's from Wilmington this past Friday actually met with the president and told him about her community in Wilmington, about the refineries, about her asthma, about what's affecting her and her friends.
I got involved because I have asthma, and I know the struggle that I'm going through in my community, and I know others that can't speak up, so I'm speaking up for them. We have 5 oil refineries around my community. We have oil drillings in our community, and we are getting sick. We are dying off, and we don't want that to happen, because we as humans have the right to clean air, to a clean and healthy environment, because we are people. We shouldn't be sacrificed for profit. Environmental racism is when there's a lot of polluting facilities next to low-income working-class communities.
Why would they do that?
They do that because they think that we're not educated enough to rise up, and now we are saying that we are educated enough to rise up to overcome them.
Yes, we love it. Because we have to have new life, a change, green work.
Wow, this is our first demonstration we've seen in this massive amount in Washington, D.C. And the kids get to experiment it all and see for themselves what it's like. There's your freedom of speech right there.
So do you know what they're demonstrating about, though? Do you have any idea?
It looks like it had to do with organic or growing your own, or get rid of bad coal and do things naturally is what it looked like. They went by so fast with their signs.
Yeah. What did you think?
I thought it was cool.
The youth are rising. No more compromising. The youth are rising.
Coming together. We, the BP oil spill workers, are coming together. Anything that comes to this water are getting sick. People are breaking out in rashes, hives, pus bubbling from their skin. What is this? This looks like something out of an anthrax film. What is going on? BP said this would not happen to us, but it did happen to us, Americans. I am not the only person in this cause. There are thousands, I mean thousands upon thousands of people, of workers, of people who didn't work, families. We were out there contaminated in clothes, in our clothes that we had to take to our homes and clean and wash the machines that we had to reuse and wash our kids' clothes in. With oil, all of this oil is not, they told us that 48 hours of the oil, the benzene, and the H2S gases, and all of this stuff would dissipate. It would not make us sick, but it did. I am standing here telling you that it did. It made everyone sick. Everyone.
Me specifically, I was going to go into the military because that's what my counselors told me. That's what my people told me, because they thought that was the only solution to be successful. And that's not true. Those alternatives and those different industries are in our community, lying to us and contaminating us without any of the people knowing. So it's about education, and it's about sharing our story. And you know, my family has asthma, liver cancer. They're all affected by military contamination. My neighbors down south in the valley are affected by uranium mining. My people in Houston are affected by air pollution and industries coming into their Corpus Christi by refineries. So it's not about just San Antonio, but it's about a whole issue that we all need to come together and share those things and come up with solutions in order to stop climate change in our communities.
And where there are billionaires, there are dollars. Billions and billions of dirty dollars! The cherry on the cake, the spirit of free enterprise!
This is the biggest ecological and economic crisis of our time, and the youth need to lead us. Frontline communities and youth need to lead us in this fight against the world's richest, dirtiest corporations that are destroying and killing communities and undermining our ecosystems. So here's the future that's going to shift the systems that protect people and planet.
I wanted to get involved with the movement, specifically with environmental justice. I go to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is a people of color community, which is experiencing a lot of toxic environmental issues.
The number one toxic city, Atlanta, Georgia. Step it up, Kasim Reed. Let's go.
So right now in Georgia, there are currently 10 coal-fired power plants. Most of these are in rural communities, but these communities often experience residual effects from the coal-fired plants, the pollution that's basically put out into the air. They can't breathe. They have higher instances of asthma, and obviously you can't ignore the fact that a lot of these communities that are next to these coal-fired power plants are people of color or modest means, basically poor people. So we're trying to change that and make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity in a clean environment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the people you voted for, the dirtiest politicians of the 112th Congress. Because wherever there are corrupt politicians, and wherever there's dirty money, there will be attraction. And this attraction leads to a strong and passionate relationship that we all know well. Ladies and gentlemen, is the fruit of this interaction, the fruit of this cross-pollination between the dirty money and the dirty politicians. What does this produce?
Is what dirty politician and dirty money together can do. A lot of laws, and therefore we present to you the Book of Laws. Adjustment and mountain
know that it's not going to be easy. So we're on our way to a confrontation right now. There's a group rallying in that corner of the park under the Rising Tide banner that's going to go take some action against the folks that are green-lighting mountaintop removal, the folks that green-lighted the Gulf oil spill, the folks that are green-lighting new coal in Wyoming. They're going to go take a stand. Do you want to be with them? Yeah! All right. This is an unpermitted march. I do need to tell you that. There are some risks involved, and some people will be taking greater risks than others. You can take those risks, or you can just march to support them. But they're meeting right over there. We're going to continue this. We're not backing down. We're just building from here. This is the point where we take a stand. From now on, we don't back down.
Rising Tide North America is an organization that engages in direct action, nonviolent, such as civil disobedience, because we've seen in the last few decades that talking and asking is just not really working. There's really a sense of urgency in terms of the climate movement. We really need to get going, and we feel like this is the best way to get what we need, what the planet needs. This is not just for us. That's what this organization tries to do, and we've been successful, and we're definitely growing.
Why is direct action necessary?
Because we don't have the money to buy politicians. So we have to make our statement with our will rather than with our money, like the corporations can do. And this is the way we do that. We can write letters. And the companies will pay people to write letters. We can hold rallies, and they'll pay people to come to rallies. But when we put ourselves on the line and are willing to make real sacrifices, that's where our opponents back down. Because ultimately, they're acting out of a selfish motive. They're acting out of their own profit. And so when it comes time to actually make some sacrifices for what they're fighting for, they'll back down, and we'll continue on and build the vision of the world that we want.
What do you want changed?
I want the power out of the hands of the corporations and into the hands of the people, so that we can build our vision of a healthy and just world that we want.
So what would the world look like? What would your world look like? What would this world look like?
It would look like where people have the ability to create strong local economies and not be destroyed by outside corporate influences. It would look like people are meeting their needs through their personal relationships, not through increased consumption of material goods.
There's no better moment than now, you know? It's not going to get better 2 weeks from now. because I understand the severity of like the actions that the leaders of the American government are taking. Even though I'm not American, I am from Brazil, but I stand in unity with like people that I know are suffering, and this is why I'm here. And I just want to experience this sense of power that is here, and I hope that I can take that back to everywhere I go.
Why are you here? Why are you willing to get arrested?
Because I love America and I want Americans and the world and our future children to be healthy and live in a prosperous environment.
Why now? Why today?
Because we need to reclaim, especially this is a youth movement, power shift. So we need to make our voices heard and bring back the power and the passion that powered previous movements for this one.
I'm here for all the people who have no voice, who live in those communities that they don't drink clean water, they don't have good land to live on because they're being polluted. I'm here for all the people who have died because of that.
I'm willing to get arrested because the Department of the Interior is approving acts that are compromising my future and the future of all of the beings that inhabit this planet.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. And no religion too. Imagine all the people. Imagine all the people. Living life in peace. Living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer.
They have a future that's invested in profit, and I have a future that's invested in equality.
So what does that mean practically? What do you want concretely to change?
I want to see more community involvement and more local food and more happiness and